Hey guys, I'm Well today. To my Super Rugby Dream Team for round 5 in New Zealand and round 2 in Australia. So, when deciding this side, I've based it off two things. One, their statistics over the weekend, as well as their influence within their games. So, at number 1, I've selected Angus Bell from the Waratahs. I thought he was pretty impressive. He had 1 try, 7 runs, 3 run meters. He had 12 out of 13 tackles, and he had 1 turnover. So yeah, he was all over the place for a start. He scored a try, I think, early on within the second half. He was able to help the Waratahs, lift their spirits a bit, and then eventually get another try after and win the game. So yeah, he was influential within that game, and he was also good within the scrum. So moving on to 2, I've selected Asapa Moore from the Hurricanes. He was very impressive for them. He was in there instead of Dan Coles, who's normally in there. So for him to be in this side, first of all, is a great thing to see. He's one of those young talents coming up from New Zealand who's potentially might be an All Black. So, yeah, definitely ones to look out for. He had 11 runs, 63 run meters, 6 out of 8 tackles, 1 line break, and 1 offload. So, yeah, he was all over the place. Like I said, he influenced the game in both sides within the attack as well as the defense. So yeah, at number 3, I selected Ofa Tungafasi. Yeah, as a Blues fan, I was pretty upset for the loss against the Crusaders, but I thought there were a few players who stood out within that match for the Blues, and I thought Tungafasi was one of them, particularly when he had 3 runs, 3 run meters, 11 out of 14 tackles, and 1 defender beaten. So yeah, it just shows that he was definitely good within his defense with 11 out of 14 tackles, and yeah, I think the Blues had over, if I'm not mistaken, 90. They had over 90 tackles at one point. So, yeah, he definitely was involved within that, and yeah, he was just particularly impressive throughout the match. So, moving on to number 4, I selected Carlo Carlotto from the Reds. He was very impressive. As I like to say a lot, he had 16 runs, 29 run meters. He had 11 out of 11 tackles, 1 line break, 3 defenders beaten, and he had 1 offload. So, yeah, he was dangerous throughout the game, you can say, particularly within those tackles. 100% tackle completion rate. 3 defenders beaten as a lock. That's pretty impressive. So, but yeah, overall, he had a really impressive game. So, moving on to number 5, I'm going with Scott Scrapton from the Hurricanes. He's one that normally doesn't get noticed a lot. He did transfer from the Blues within the last Super Rugby season, and he's really improving within his performances. I mean, last week he did get a red card, so it was a bit of a turn, within that game. But he's definitely, you can say, definitely improved within this game. He had 9 runs, 11 run meters. He had 8 out of 9 tackles. He had 1 offload, 1 turnover, and he won 1 line out, and he had 1 line out steal. So, yeah, he was all over the place. He essentially helped the Hurricanes within the lineouts. I mean, as said before, tackles as well. He had 8 out of 9 tackles. And yeah, like I said before, he's just one of those players that doesn't get noticed a lot, and for him to, influence that game within the, scrum as well as the lineouts, it's a job well done. So, moving on to number 6, I've gone with Henry Towers from the Western Force. That's a first, and actually saying that name, I haven't said it in a while. And yeah, he had 1 try assist, he had 10 runs, 16 run meters, 8 out of 10 tackles, 2 defenders beaten, 1 line break, 1 offload, and he won 2 lineouts. So yeah, he was all over the place for a start. Particularly within those lineouts, he won 2 of them. Yeah, he was one of those players which over the weekend I decided if he was in contention for the MVP spot, but yeah, he just missed out. Yeah, fair play to him, and he was very impressive over the match. Yeah, just to see a Western Force player in there it's great to see. So, moving on to number 7, I've selected Michael Hooper from the Waratahs. I thought he was impressive as usual. He had 14 runs, 58 run meters. He had 15 out of 17 tackles, 2 turnovers, and he had 1 line break. So, first of all over the place like usual. He's, Australia's captain, and you can say ex-captain within the Waratahs, but man, he he presented a lot of leadership skills within that game, and yeah, 15 out of 17 tackles. That's just, you just know he put in the work. So yeah, fair play to him. So moving on to number 8, the last position within the forwards. I've gone with Harry Wilson from the Reds. When you even look at his stats within the last Super Rugby season, he I think had the most carries out of any player within the whole competition. So for him to see him within this dream team is not really surprising, because I've heard of his name a lot within fantasy and all that. But yeah, he had 19 runs, he had 57 run meters, he had 16 out of 18 tackles, 2 line breaks, 1 defender beaten, he had 2 offloads. So yeah, all over the place, and yeah, fair play to him. He definitely influenced that game, for the Reds to do well. But yeah, he's just one of those players that you got to watch out for. Definitely a future Wallaby for sure. So moving on to the backs, I've selected TJ Perenara from the Hurricanes. He was particularly impressive with 1 try, 14 runs, 33 run meters, 2 out of 3 tackles, 2 turnovers, 90 passes, 1 line break, and 3 offloads. So yeah, he definitely was one of those players that influenced the game for the Hurricanes against the Highlanders. He had that key battle with Aaron Smith. They both scored tries, but at the end of the day, Perenara was more influential for the Hurricanes, and they got through the line and won the game. So yeah, fair play to him. Moving on to 10, I've selected Richie Moa, who's my MVP of this week. He was, I think, was one of the best performances I've ever seen from him, ever. Even including the All Blacks as well. I could arguably say this is the best performance I've ever seen from Richie Moa. He had 1 try assist, he had 12 runs, he had 62 run meters, he had 3 out of 5 tackles, 6 defenders beaten, 1 line break, 1 offload, kicked 3 conversions, he had 4 penalties. So yeah, man. Yeah, when I say someone influences the game, Richie Moa, my gosh, he influenced that game. You could say that Brandon Enor, when he blocked Terry Black's kick, changed the game, but man, Richie Moa, he influenced that game the hell out. So yeah, fair play to him, and yeah, he definitely helped the Crusaders get the better of the Blues. I still can't get over it. But anyway, at number 11, I've selected Felipe Tautou from the Reds. He was particularly impressive. He had 1 try, 10 runs, 83 run meters, 2 line breaks, 3 defenders beaten, 2 offloads, and he made 2 out of 2 tackles, which is practically nothing. But I'm not really going to judge him on that. He did score a try. He was all over the place, and yeah, he's just a stepping machine, really. He's done it 2 weeks in a row now where he scored a try off a step. So yeah, fair play to him. So moving on to number 12, I've selected Liam Mape from the Hurricanes. He was just one of those. He did his job. The reason why I put him within this side is that when I looked at the centers, particularly within their stats, Liam Mape stood out with 20 runs, 88 run meters, 5 out of 6 tackles, 6 defenders beaten, 2 line breaks, and 1 offload. So it's you could say, a usual Liam Mape performance for the Hurricanes, and he's definitely showing that he's still in contention for that center spot. I mean, he's one of those players which is I hate to say it, but is always left out of the All Blacks, and man, he proved once again why he's still in contention and deserves a place, you could say. So number 13, I've selected Billy Meeks from the Rebels. He was particularly impressive. He had 1 try, 12 runs, he had 66 run meters, he had 8 out of 10 tackles, 2 line breaks, and 2 defenders beaten. So yeah, he definitely helped the Rebels early on within that match, as well as getting a try within the second half with that sneaky interception off James O'Connor's pass. Yeah, fair play to him for that. For noticing. It's pretty hard about to say. You have to time it. So yeah. Anyway, but yeah. Other than that, he was all over the place. Particularly scoring a try as well as getting 8 out of 10 tackles. So yeah, good performance from him overall. So moving on to number 14, I've selected Mark Talia from the Blues. He did score a try early on within that game against the Crusaders. He also had 5 runs, 62 run meters. He made 9 out of 10 tackles, 1 turnover, 3 defenders beaten, and he had 2 line breaks. So yeah, it's you could say a casual Martilia performance for the Blues. Man, yeah, of course he has to get 3 defenders beaten. It's just usual for him to get at least 3 or higher and within any game he plays at the moment. And yeah, I mean, 62 run meters. Not really surprised. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he got more than that. But yeah, again, he's scores that try within the corner and just shows how clinical he can really be, and definitely wants to watch with maybe being selected for the All Blacks. We'll just have to wait and see. So, last player from this dream team, I've selected Haley Pelly from the Rebels. Again, very impressive performance for the Rebels. He was one of those key players that kept that game close. You can say eventually did end up in a draw, which was great to see really, and also the extra 10 minutes, which is never seen before, and But yeah, he definitely played his part with 1 try assist, 13 runs, 71 run meters, 7 out of 9 tackles, and 2 defenders beaten. So yeah, fair play to him. Definitely helped within that first half with getting that try assist to Reese Hodge within the right side of the field, and yeah, fair play to him. Good performance overall. So yeah, that's it. Hope you guys like this dream team. If you guys want to comment below and just say if I missed out someone or if you agree with my selection. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and see you next time.